welcome back, it's good to see you. Marty here. Today I have got a new Wolcen build guide for you. This is a fast-paced build with lots of movement and skills to avoid damage. It's so very fun to play and I'm really having a lot of fun with this one. Now this build will save you time, you're able to skip mobs if you wish, and it's able to do some fair damage as well. So here in this video I will tell you everything I've done to make this fun build by going over active skills, the gear you need, the gems and the gameplay style and the passive skill tree as well. So let's get started. So first up, let's take a look here at my attribute points. I've spent all points into toughness. It makes me do great damage actually, and I get lots of health. But if you want to run with ailments, for example, you should spend a bit into wisdom as well to get the ailment chance up. But for my setup currently, it's all toughness. Now let's talk about the skills for a moment. Our main damage ability is Havoc Orb combined with Mark of Impurity. These abilities are able to slow enemies and do a ton of damage with the rocket modifier. You can see how I've spent my skill points here, while Mark of Impurity will blow up enemies and it also spreads to enemies when they blow up, so it works very well combined. The auto turret works as damage. While we are kiting or running through the map, you can place them down, but we also take advantage of the shield you can get on the turret. These will stop projectiles and it's really a great place to hide when fighting different kind of champions, especially the one that reflect your own projectiles. Sometimes you can get caught into a group of enemies as well, and here we got the evasion skill to get free and throw 2 poison bombs in the mix while we are at it. Now once your character is free, it's easy to apply Mark of Impurity and swing your chains Wrath of Bepeth to nuke them down. We're also using Dusk Shroud. It's used in a mix of scenarios. If you're in trouble, you can use it to reduce your amount of threat and then go invisible. This will give you a small break from enemies coming towards you and give you time to use a potion or wait for a cooldown to wear off. With Wrath of Bepeth, I will advise you to use this ability once you've picked up a few green globes. These are spawning when you are killing enemies because of the passive skill node called Plaguebringer. It does 30% increased damage to all your damage when you pick up one of these green globes, and also they stack. So if you pick 4 up, you will get 120% increased damage. It's so good. Now just a few tips here. As you can see, I'm using my Dusk Shroud here, and they won't touch me when I'm in the when I'm invisible. I use Evasion and Dusk Shroud again, and I'm still safe now. And I can finish them off with my rockets and pick up my green globe and then carry on in the dungeon. So let's take a look at my damage here for 1 second. Using Havoc Orb, 15k, 3k Avenger Auto Turret, and Wrath of Bepeth here at the end, 3k as well average damage, 10k here, Wrath of Bepeth, 10k average damage. Now let's take a look at the gear. I'm using a dagger and a shield, so make sure that you get crit if you can. I haven't got this on this dagger actually, but material damage and Quintet of Sundowns is the unique item that I'm using right now, with plus to all attributes and a lot of good stuff here. It's actually a really good shield. Make sure you get movement speed on your feet, movement speed on your legs if you can. In total, get material damage, everything that adds to attacks, and physical damage. Gems is really good to buff up all these damage here, because physical is also a part of material damage category. So You can see I've got a lot of material damage going here on the hands and toughness, and rage and willpower cost reduction, material damage and movement speed on the chest, and movement speed on the helmet as well. So you can actually get movement speed on your helmet, on your chest, on your legs, and on your feet. So you should try to go for that one. And yeah, you can see I've got a lot of crit here on that ring that we just looked at there. But yeah, it's not so hard, it's not so gear dependent, but try to get some of these stats that I mentioned. Okay, so it's time for the passive skill tree now, and let's take a look here. You need to turn some of the plates around for it to line up with the build that I made here. But as you can see, we're grabbing up some crit here in the soldier and moving down into the ranger down here. Grabbing all projectiles pierce when every target when they are 6 meters clustered up. So we get all pierce going there. And picking up here the Child of Fury node, so that we generate rage instead of willpower. You could also spend an extra point down here in the frenzied blows if you wish, but I haven't done this because I haven't got enough rage yet to make it efficient. So if you got plenty of rage, extra rage, and you can stay above 750, then it will be wise to spend a point there. Grabbing up the life leech nodes here, and manic slaughter as well in the warmonger section, which is really strong, and the extra rage generation here. Getting the Siegebreaker brutal in position will give you extra damage when wielding a shield, and we got 25% block chance, so I'm working my way down there to pick up these 3 nodes to get some extra damage because we're wearing a shield, which is quite nice. Moving up here in the Plaguebringer section, grabbing toxic damage and these Undertaker Plaguebringer node here, which will grant us these green globes and extra damage when we pick them up. Now the second part of the build here, grabbing up melee and projectile damage, and also movement speed and attack speed here, and an extra stamina point. Moving up into the dodge section here, grabbing up some passive dodge when we get a hit, so we have a higher chance of survival, and grabbing up the critical chance in the assassin tree here, and the merciless lethality for extra critical damage. Picking up extra damage when we are fighting bosses, 25% extra damage when fighting a boss alone. And the projectile damage, extra projectile damage, because we got a lot of projectiles in this build, so this is pretty nice. Grabbing up extra 10 critical damage, 2 of these nodes, and finishing off here with acute dragon wide arrow, which grants us 60% extra damage when it's fully buffed up when you haven't got hit by anything, so this is quite nice. So here, doing this gameplay, I did a level 85 Stereosol mode dungeon, fully modded to farm for some gear. I know it's not the highest, but I'm working on it, guys. Online mode haven't been very kind to me so far, and it takes ages to level up at the moment. So, well, all in all, I think this is a very solid and fun build to play, if you ask me. And if I left anything important out, please make sure that you correct me in the comments here down below on this video, guys. And please remember, I do make videos so that you guys can benefit from them, and hopefully you think they are helpful. And this is my way of having fun during spare time in the evenings. If you think it's cool, please feel free to drop a like on this video and stick around for the next one by subscribing to my YouTube channel, which is totally free and really 100% up to you. I wish you the best of luck in Wolcen, and I will just see you again next time.